Romanian philosopher Emil Cioran is recognized as a daring and unconventional thinker who encourages his audience to face the paradoxes of human existence. In this video, we will explore some of the central themes from his 1973 work, The Trouble with Being Born, which consists of existential aphorisms. Key topics include the weight of our awareness of death, the burden of consciousness, and his assertion that bringing new life into the world is, in his view, a crime not just against ourselves, but against humanity as a whole. Rather than rushing toward death, we escape the catastrophe of birth, striving to forget it as survivors do. The fear of death reflects a projection of anxiety that traces back to our very first moments of life. We are often hesitant to recognize birth as a burden, as society has ingrained the notion that it is the utmost good, leading us to believe that the worst awaits us at life's end, not its beginning. Yet Emil posits that true evil lies behind us, not in front. He references that Jesus eluded the specter of death, while Buddha confronted the inherent suffering tied to existence. Thus, he states that if certain aspects of life, like aging and death, did not exist, the perfect being would not manifest in our world. Birth, in Emil's view, is the source of every malady and disaster. Society typically celebrates birth as a joyous occasion. However, the Romanian writer argues that our fear of death and the pain stemming from our awareness of its certainty are rooted in the trauma of birth itself. He sees birth not as a cause for celebration, but as the initiation of a lifetime of suffering. Addressing Buddha's insights, he distinguishes between the two figures. Buddha recognized the struggles inherent in living, whereas Jesus focused on the salvific aspects of death. For him, although death evokes a primordial fear similar to our initial experience of life, its certainty and tranquility render it both a blessing and a curse. He provocatively mused, "If death is as dreadful as claimed, why do we consider anyone who has passed away, friend or foe, to be at peace after some time?" He conveys that death, in a sense, is the most agreeable aspect of nature. It signifies the end of all suffering, granting us a universal ownership of existence through our disappearance. In this light, Emil could be viewed as an antinatalist who perceives the act of procreation as deeply immoral and irresponsible. He firmly states that the best plan is undoubtedly not to be born, even if such a state is unattainable. His philosophical outlook was significantly shaped by Gnosticism, which emerged in the early centuries of Christianity and comprises a spectrum of beliefs centered on the pursuit of special knowledge as a means of salvation. Gnostics viewed the material world as fundamentally flawed, a landscape filled with suffering, a notion that resonates with his belief that life is synonymous with suffering. Within his philosophy lies a profound yearning for liberation. He expresses an intense desire to escape the torment of consciousness, comparing his longing for freedom to the peaceful state of the stillborn, untouched by life's complexities. He poignantly stated, "I long to be free, desperately free, free as a stillborn." This yearned freedom, he argues, can only be fully realized through death, yet acknowledges that life, despite its burdens, can sometimes provide a distraction from the painful awareness of our mortality. The philosopher observes that keeping busy allows us to escape the constant interrogation of existence, highlighting a critical insight. Chasing actions rather than contemplation may hold the key to finding peace amidst life's madness. He reflects that when engrossed in activities, the meaning of life fades into the background, revealing that true understanding lies in action and not in the paralyzing self-reflection that consciousness engenders. In conclusion, his reflections in The Trouble with Being Born starkly convey a sense of pessimism and nihilism. Yet, within this raw honesty lies a commendable courage that compels us to engage in deep self-examination. He challenges us to confront the fears and illusions that dominate our subconscious. The value of his work lies not only in its unapologetic portrayal of the burdens of existence, but also in its potential to help liberate us from the confines of our own consciousness.